Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I've been away for a few days. I did do a little bit of crafting but not a huge amount. I needed just kind of a break from the tech. I felt like I didn't want to craft unless I could film it for you guys, so I haven't done huge amounts of crafting. I did finish the envelopes that I was doing the other day. So yep, this is just a little kind of scruffy one that I did. With the roses. This one, very pretty, very simple. This is going to go in my friend's journal because it's very simple and pretty and girly. There was this one that I finished and I kind of moved the buttons so that that worked. And I've decorated the front as well because I'm not sure if I want to pop that in a pocket. I did this one. Yep, so I didn't decorate the back of that one. I think most of these are the front so that I could glue them in. Just using some different images that I had. This one's very bright and crazy. I've still got the inside to do if I want to do that, although there is a lot of white on side, so I might outside, so I might leave it like that. I used some more die cuts for this one, and these are the wrapping paper. These are the wrapping papers that I think I told you about in a previous video. And this one went a little bit crazy with the gilding cream. Made it nice and scruffy and shabby chic and vintage and all of that stuff. So today I noticed in my Etsy shop that there was this whole load of different I was trying to think of the word. There was lots of kits and bits and bobs that I'd purchased back in July, and I hadn't necessarily kind of looked at. I know I downloaded them and I added them to my computer. When I was going through my Etsy purchases, I was like, hang on a second, where's that? So I had to go back over everything and find out where it all was. So the first thing I want to tell you about, and I'm going to have to find her channel now because I don't know if I've written it down. Oh, phooey. Okay, there is a lady called Liesel, and I will reference her actual channel into the description because I can't find it right now. She has only just come back to YouTube after 2 years. I've no idea what's been going on in her life, but I had joined her previously because I loved her. Just moving you again, guys. I hope this is going to be okay. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, she's been off YouTube for a couple of years. I've no idea what's going on in her life, but yeah, she's back. And she did a video the other day where she used some CD cases, and I will reference it below. And it just inspired me to have a look through all of my ephemera and find some things to use. So today I'm actually going to be promoting a couple of shops. The first one, I admit there's some background papers I printed off that I'm not sure who they are. That's me being honest. But the ones that I do know who they are, I am going to promote and tell you all about them because they are not shops that get a lot of promotion, and I don't know why, because they're fantastic. So I'm just going to find the larger image of this one because it is so pretty. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, I thought there was nothing on that one there for a second. Let's see if I've got the bigger image. I know it's around here somewhere. Yes, here we go. There we go. So just take a look at that beautiful image there. This is by Melina Art Design. Now, I've mentioned her before, but she does have some beautiful, beautiful digitals in her shop. And she doesn't get mentioned, that, you know, that I'm not aware of her being mentioned on the larger channels. And I always talk about the larger channels in terms of Shabby Dabby Doodah and the Paper Outpost and Artie Mays and Gail Agostinelli and all of those people that are really well established, and we all kind of buy their kits and reference them all the time. But yes, so I've reduced these actually down, and these, as I say, are Melina Art Design, and I'm going to use these today in some CD cover transformations. These are from Creative Boutique, and I say with a F because that's what it's how it's spelled. I'll just show you there. Let's get that in camera. Can you see that? Yeah, so it's creatif boutique.etsy.com, and I think it's pronounced Maya Komarova. I hope I pronounced that right, but she has some amazing digitals in her shop, and I just wanted to go through some of them. So these are some of her seed packets, which I have printed. There's a blue one and a beautifully, it's kind of like a reddy pink. I love that. And then I've also printed off just in half pages some of her papers that I purchased. This is not the entire kit. This is just a mixture of a couple of kits that she has. Look at that. That is one of my favourites. It's so beautiful. I love that. I'm just going to move my board up. I'm so paranoid that I'm not in the shot. This is another one, very pretty. And then she's also got something called, if I remember rightly, this is called gem envelopes. This one is her vintage candy pockets, and this, I believe, are her gem. I think they're called vintage gem, if I remember. Yeah, vintage gems. It's got it on there. And these are her little envelopes, and they come with these gorgeous little cards to go inside. So yeah, I really love those. So I'm going to use some of those today. And then I've printed some more of the candy bags. I don't know if I'll use all of them. Again, these are some papers. These may be Melina. It's really difficult. This is a wildflower pack. Maybe some of you know who this is. And then there's this beautiful artwork. Again, I will try and find out who it is. They don't always put their name on there. It's a big thing, I think. Just put your name above your digital so that people know who you are if they print it off. Because, you know, that way it's easy for us to promote. So I've got a range of bits and bobs. I've got my usual... let's get those out of the way. I've got my usual labels, which are now really sorted. I'll show you what I ended up doing. I was going to use these, I remember telling you, for, you know, clear away, but I decided that was a silly use for them because I've got so many labels now. I'll just move that down so you can see. I think you're a little bit low now. Oh goodness, I don't know, I'm not going to fiddle with you. So I've got some small snippets by Tim Holtz in this one. These are some stickers that I got from AliExpress. These are some flower centres that I ordered from someone from eBay because I'm going to be making some flowers very soon. These are the circles from the little butterfly cutouts that you use your punch with. They're from Victoria Designs. Some more stickers from AliExpress. These are again more stickers from AliExpress. And this one, I believe, is teeny tiny tags, and I'm going to find a way of using those. Yeah, that's everything in there. Then I've got all my quote and word labels in one. My kind of what I would call my small labels in there. This one are my medium labels, and then this one over here are shabby labels. It's just one kit and a few odd I don't know what you call those. They're kind of nameplate labels, aren't they? So they're all there ready to go as well for today's project. What we do need is some CD cases. So I'm literally going to wing this, guys. I'm going to film and see how it turns out and wing it. And I'm going to try and move you so that you can see a bit more of my desk. You can hear the creaking of this atrocious stand. Right, okay. So the first thing I wanted to do was, I hope that I've cut this properly. Yes, I want to cover some of them with this beautiful paper. Now the trick for me will be how to cut out this circle, because I don't have a huge punch or anything like that. So I don't know whether to kind of use the paper inside and kind of stamp the outside and decorate it that way, but it would be lovely to try and get that paper on there. I'm wondering whether I need a template, so I'm wondering whether it might be a good idea if I had my craft knife here, which I don't believe I do. I've got my old craft knife. Okay, we'll use this one. Or should I just chop that corner off? No, I'm going to tear it. So what I was thinking is we could use this as a sort of a template. So I'm wondering whether it would be worth... I think this is just going to rip because this isn't a very good knife. Let's see. It might be okay. I only want a rough size because I can trim it on the trimmer if I cover it with paper. Let's find a way of doing this. I can't really find a way of doing that away from myself, so just be careful if you're doing it towards yourself. Get your fingers out of the way. Not made for children. We'll have to put that on our videos now because there's obviously a lot of children watching crafts. Okay, so I'm just going to undo that, and it should give me a rough idea of where to cut my circle, I hope. I'm just trying to think of the best way to do this. So, bum, bum, bum. I'm wondering whether I need to take this out and use this for another project and actually kind of, oh no, it's ripped. I can't use it for another project now. Well, I'm sure I can. There's still a bit of cellophane there that I can use. Just trying to not take away too much paper, because I really could do with a template with which I can use to cover. There we go. And then that way I can draw inside and make sure I can cut that out. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's slice up this paper first of all. I hope you can see everything, my lovelies. I'm going to try and keep you all in shot. I'm going to keep checking my camera to make sure it's all good. So I'm just going to trim this one down, and then we'll see about, I don't know why I cut it all the way over there. Oh dear. It's been a long week. I mean, it's gone really quickly, but there just seems to have been so many things going on. And we've got a conservatory that we put in, and it leaks. So I've got to get back in contact with the guy that fitted it. Well, I have already, but he hasn't come back to me, so he's a very big company, nothing awful. He did a good job, but there's just a little leak at the top. So yeah, we've kind of been noticing that coming back because of the rain that we've been having. Just going to chop this off here, just so that a template, there we go, that's fine. Yeah, so we noticed that, and then we decided that we really wanted a bit more privacy in our garden from our neighbours. Not that, you know, they're not nasty people or anything like that. But yeah, so we actually bought some foil, and we've been putting up, I had to get a really long tension rod with a hook in the middle. So we've been doing that as well. So it's all been a bit kind of non-crafty. And then I had to get rid of a very, let's just put it this way, a very well-known, what would we call it? It's a helper for your YouTube to try and get you some more followers. It helps you with, if you're techie at all, you'll understand this. It helps you with search engine optimization. And that basically, for those that aren't techie, is just a way of you to get more views and to make sure you've got the right keywords in your, it's really quite benign, get the right keywords into your description and things like that, so you get more viewers. So yeah, I had a particular subscription with someone, and then I've just been so disappointed with it because it's just techie constantly, and it just makes my head hurt. So I've been, yeah, I've been swapping around and trying to go to somebody else who's less techie. I think I've succeeded because, you know, when you start your YouTube, you do want to encourage people to come and see you. And the only way to do that, if you haven't got a really strong media presence, is to make sure that all of your what's the word? All of your YouTube is optimized, as they call it. It's very techie jargon. I apologize if you're new to YouTube and you're just thinking of setting up a channel yourself. Please don't worry, because I think I may be doing my own kind of guide, because I'm certainly going through the ringer with. That's a bit wibbly, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. There's a bit of a wibble here, but we can cover that up quite easily. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I may put extra kind of bits and bobs on here, and I think that needs to be glued on there. So I'm going to grab my my art glitter glue, which is bound to be bunged up, let's be honest. It's a Friday, isn't it? It's bound to be bunged up. Oh dear. Okay, so we'll just, it's not, miracles do happen. So yeah, so I am going to do a little, I know there's loads of people like, how to get more views on YouTube, but I'm actually going to give you some advice on starting out, because my goodness, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning that developers are not very good at training videos. Maybe that's the teacher in me, but I just find that they're just not simplifying things enough. It's all this jargon and acronyms. And this particular person that I contacted, who owns this company, he actually responded himself to some of the comments that I put on the channel. Actually kind of got really defensive and said, well, it's the jargon that YouTube use. And I'm like, yes, but what if you don't use the jargon that YouTube use? Because you only start to look at the jargon when you're trying to have more viewers. You don't look at the jargon if you're just banging up your video and enjoying what you're doing. It's only when you want to get serious about YouTube and gain more followers and kind of get a better presence that you start to realize there's all these analytics and SEO and keywords and tags and thumbnails and all this stuff that you never knew existed before. So I kind of said, well, that's fine, but you're presuming everybody's kind of done their homework as to what those things mean. But he wasn't very helpful. So I just took my money away. So there you go. Okay, I can see a little bit of the white around the outside, but I'm not going to fuss too much because this is kind of a new project. So now I've done that, it's looking quite pretty already. I like that. I'm thinking that I could have a contrasting pattern inside, or I could just go for it and use one of those beautiful ladies that you just saw. Let's see. I think she has quite a lot of green and blue on her, so I'm wondering if I could get her into that image there. Now let's see, I want her head to kind of go about there and get some of the flowers in. So I'm going to grab my ruler. This is all off the cuff, guys, so I'm sorry if it's a bit kind of stilted. There's my ruler. I've had a tidy up, so I should know where everything is really, shouldn't I? So that's kind of where I want to start, I think, just about there, maybe a bit lower. So I'm just going to rule my pencil across, and that's going to help me with, I want to move that up slightly. So I'm just kind of eyeballing where the circle starts. Just kind of getting it roughly level with that line, and that means that I need to kind of cut about, get it right to the bottom. So I'm going to cut just there, so that's quite easy. So I'm just going to measure my scissors where I need to cut. Lovely, and that's where we'll do it. Okie dokie. And I don't think you're going to need to be, you know, really exact with this. I'm thinking that this will work inside this little CD case. Oops, let's get that straight. I hope so anyway. And then I'm just going to decorate the front. Now I remember in the video that Liesl did, that's the name of the lady, perhaps anyone who knows her channel, you can tell me what her channel is, but I will look it up. Liesl kind of did permanent stamping, and I do have a permanent ink pad, so I'm wondering whether, oh, look at that, I like that already. Let's pop her in there and see what she looks like. Ooh, there we go. First of all, and she can be a journal card, you know, there's no reason why. Oh, look at that, isn't that pretty? Oh, I'm loving it already. So she can be a journal card quite easily. We could put something on the back there. I definitely need to cover up this white bit that I've created, or alternatively, you know, if you had a good hand, you could kind of cut that out, but I think it's where I've not cut the most complete circle. Obviously, if you've got a huge punch, then you're away, because but I think this is quite a large circle. It's a, you know, it's a 4-inch punch. Now I don't know anybody that's got a 4-inch punch, but you may have one. So I'm just going to make sure that's there, just looking to see whether there's any white that will appear. Little bit if it's moved around, but that's okay. I think that's really pretty. So I need to grab, let's see, let's grab some lace, shall we? I've got some new laces that arrived. Ooh. And if you saw my last video, you know where I've just gone. I've gone under my desk. Because I did show my video, I was having a really good tidy of my desk. And I'm looking at this colour. I'm wondering if a coffee colour might be perfect for that. I have some kind of coffee coloured lace. I've got some white there that's got like a, I do like that actually. There is some gathered, I'm just wondering if I've got a gathered lace that would go around in a circle. I'm not sure. You know how you're never quite sure what you've got, are you? That's a bit too brown, I think. I thought I always buy sort of little bits of lace and offcuts and things, but I'm not always certain what I have. I mean, even just going across the corner like that might be quite nice. Putting something in that corner. Let's see what else I have. I have this really creamy one, but I'm not sure that's going to go because it's peach. Oh no. You can but try. Oh dear. I knew that wasn't going to work the moment I looked at it. I was like, oh no. I have got blues somewhere and I have got butterflies. Like this is quite pretty. Oh, there, that is piquing my interest. Okay, let's quickly trim. Hopefully I'm in shot. I wish I could go live because you could tell me. I could say, Luann, no, we can't see a thing. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, and seeing as I lost a couple this week, I was really sad. I was like, why did I lose you? What did I do wrong? Yeah, that wasn't a good feeling at all. I kind of thought, oh no, I've lost a couple of subscribers. I'm not happy with that. What have I done? So, yeah, that wasn't a nice feeling. Right, so I'm just going to trim this and see if I can make a little bow. I haven't got a lot of Fabrictech left, but what I'm going to do is grab the 3-in-1 and see if this will work. Am I still in your shot? It's really difficult to see. I think I am. If I put my finger there, yeah, I still am if I keep you there. Right, I'm going to just put a tiny little bit in the center here. And then I'm going to just bring this end over like so. And I'm going to bring this end over like so. And I do have a bow maker, don't get me wrong, but if you haven't got a bow maker, this is the way that I would suggest you do it. So, and then just make sure that's fine. And then I'm just going to take a little piece of this off. I'm going to tie it round like so. It's probably a little bit too big. Move that out of the way. Going to bunch it a little bit. This is how I've always made them if I haven't got, she probably should have been a bit longer. Right, I'll do that again because you just want to tie a little piece around. I probably was right the first time actually in the length. So I'm just going to tie it a little bit round. I'm going to move off camera because this is fiddly and it's really difficult to do. All I'm doing is making a middle part. And I don't want you to look at my fingers because they're a bit sore at the moment from working. They tend to split a little bit because of my illness and I don't want you seeing that. No one wants to see that. Right, okay. Of course it would be really fiddly, wouldn't it? I'm saying, oh, just come off camera really quickly and do that for you. Oh dear. Right, so all I've done, there we go. So I've just pulled a little bit in the centre. That's a bit too wibbly woo. I'm going to pull that tight. So the idea is you make a little you just wrap a piece around it like this. You make just a knot at the back and pull, and that gives you the 2 ends to your little bow. Okay, I'll probably do another one on camera. Just forgive my poor fingers, okay? I may do another one for you. Right, let's just put that straight on where that big gap is, using quite a bit of in fact, let's put the, sorry, I'm going to put the flower on first because I forgot I hadn't done that. Oh, lots of glue going everywhere. That's okay. We can cope. Right, so we'll put that one there. And then I'm going to put this little bow just underneath that. I'll just hold that there for a second. Just pull out your little pieces at the back there. Okay, so all you do, I will show you on camera, but I have got nasty fingers, so you just basically make the size of your bow like I did, little blob in the middle. Can you see me, guys? Yeah, you can. And it's going to go on my glass. I'll have to clean it in a second. This is quite a dinky bow, but that's okay. Maybe we'll put it up in the other corner. So you've done that. You've made this little kind of circular piece. And then you're going to take a little piece of ribbon. I'm going to cut this one just to take the pretty bit off. Don't know if that'll be big enough. But basically, you go around, you scrunch this up in the centre. You get a tiny piece of ribbon. You tie it off. This is tiny. I won't go off camera, I promise. But you would tie that up, and that would create your tails to your bow. It's simple as that. It is quite easy. Maybe I'll make a bigger one with this. I feel really bad that I'm not showing you properly. Okay, so I'm going to. Right, 2 pieces. It's only because I'm a bit embarrassed about my poor fingers. They're just all split and horrible. Okay, maybe I should have worn gloves. Be the gloved crafter. Okay, let's get a bit more. This is quite a thick ribbon, so it's just going to take a little bit more glue. So you make your loops and then you stick them down in the centre, and then leave that to dry for a second. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to make our loop. Okay, and you're going to tighten it round like so. Get that through. Ooh. Okay, and then you're going to pull. Let's come unglued a little bit, but at that point, actually, it has come unglued. Mistakes left in, as you know. I'm not going to edit them out. Right, let's just leave that to dry for a second, and I'll come back to it. I'm going to show you how to make that in a sec, because I'm making a mess of it because I'm not being really impatient and silly. Okie dokie. So now we've done that, we've got our little bow and our little flower, and now I need to kind of decide what other embellishments I want to put on this. So I'm going to grab my labels. I'm thinking I might need a butterfly, so I'm going to grab some ephemera that I have stored in this little box. As you can probably see, I've been doing a lot of clearing up and tidying and a lot of sorting. But what I do need is a kind of blue, or I have a green one. I'm not sure how that will go. That might pull the green in. Oh, that is quite pretty. Need some vintage distress ink around it though, I think, to take some of that colour out. So I'll grab that there. Okay, how's my ribbon doing? Yep, nearly there. So I'm just going to go around the outside just gently. Wondering whether tea dye would be better actually. Let's tea dye might be a better one. It might be a bit lighter. Let's grab that one from my stash. And have we got a new? Might have a new pad. I'm not sure where the tea dye one is, so we'll just use a new one. Let's go round. Yeah, that's a little bit better. There we go. And then I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of tea dye around there on that little flower, just to give it a little colour. I think it's just got a little fuzzy on there as well. There we go. Just to bring down that that brightness for a sec. Just use this glue because it's handy. I have that just come off the envelope. I think that would look quite nice. Right, let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm loving that so far. Very pretty. Okay, right, I'll go back to this bow. Okay, so you want to take it round. Do it at the back. Take it round, tie it up in a single bow, knot or bow, whatever you want to call it. Make sure before you pull it tight, you've got it right in the center. Give it a pull, and then it's time to manipulate your ribbon to get it to where you want it to be. And that's what I'm doing here. And it might need to have like a tiny piece of glue. Just tighten that up a bit, just to keep both right sides down. So what I normally do is I just grab a piece of glue, because one wants to stick up. I get a tiny little dabble of glue just in there, and I will pull that one down and just stick it. You can do the same with the other side as well, actually. It just allows for it to, it's just a nice simple bow to make without a bow maker. And if you just put the glue there and there and just press and hold for a minute, you'll have your bow. And it's just a matter of kind of fiddling with it to make it look the way you want it to look. Pull those down slightly. Make sure that's stuck. You know, and at this point you can just cut in and do your little bow shape. Like so. Okay. And that's how I make them if I haven't got my bow maker hanging around. It's quite simple. Quite easy to do. It's got a little fuzzy on it as well. There we go. As simple as that. I hope that's helped. My faffing around earlier. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if we want any labels on this one. If we do, I kind of need them to match in with that green. I can see a green one lurking in here. It's just whether we want to overdo it or not. I'm not sure I want to. They're larger. These are the smaller ones. Let's see. There is this kind of, this is one of my labels from my kit, which may go just there. I think that might work. I think I've still got a little bit of tea on this. Let's grab it. Okay. There we go. So I might just put that there. I'm just going to blend that a little bit. Okay, off one side. I'll do the other side a little bit just to kind of muddy it up. Lovely. Okay. And what you could do is you could also, if you wanted to, put another piece of paper behind here so that when you remove the card, you've got this decorated. I think I might do that now because I have got a corresponding paper here in this one. So I'm just going to, actually I don't need to do that, do I? I need to do this one. Or do I? No, let's see, hang on, what size? No, I want it bigger than that. So let's see, this size is, this is 5 by 5. So let's take it onto the cutter. Let's not be silly about it. So I'm just going to bring my cutter over and I'm going to cut that 5 by 5. I'll just chop that out. And then that should fit in and we can glue that as a background to the cover, to the journal card itself. So when you pull it out, you've got this beautiful paper behind. So I'll quickly do that. Let's see if this one's 5. Ooh, just. That was lucky, wasn't it? There we go. Luck was on my side today. I didn't have to do another mistake. Oh dear. Oh no, it's just landed. I'm definitely going to have to stick this down because it's just landed on my tea dye. Oh man. Okay, that's fine. We can cope with it. We can put paper on the back if we need to. Is that a bit big? Have I made that a bit big? Yes, I have. So I need to cut a little bit off it. That's fine. So I'm just going to use my knife now just to trim a touch off so that it does fit inside that envelope. But only a teeny weeny bit, I feel, because I don't want to go over the top. There we go. And a teeny weeny bit this side. And hopefully that should fit. Yeah, so slightly smaller, obviously, than your CD would have been helpful. Okay. And you could use like a, you know, completely contrasting colour in here if you wanted to. So I'm just going to lift that up. I'm just going to place some glitter glue. I'm not going to be too over the top with this, because as long as it sticks onto the back, you're not going to have any problems. So I'm just dripping a bit of art glitter glue in there. Push it down, and then where I really need to do it is at the top here, so that nothing gets caught. So I'm just going to lift up that, and I'm just going to run some glue along the edge there. Okay, and then we'll pop our little journaling card in there. And I think it might be quite nice if she had a pretty little tag on it, on her. So I'm just thinking of using, let's see, definitely going to cover this as well now, I've decided, on the back here, but maybe with a tiny piece of this paper. Yep, let's do that. So I'm just going to glue some of this paper on the flap to cover up my boo-boo. Okay, like so. So that's looking nice. I'm just going to trim around that. There we go. Okay, so that's that part covered without any bother. And then let's see, I think on this side we need something else, like some newspaper or something vintagey. So I'm just going to grab my book, and yes, I've got all my bits down here. Let's see what we have. So I'm just going through my book here, and I think somewhere at the back I have some vintage paper, so it might be nice to use, let's see what that looks like, to use that up on the back there. Yep, that's quite sweet. Yep, we'll do that. I'm going to use that one. It's a little offcut that I've got, and again we just need it, it's 5 by 5, isn't it? So I'm just going to cut that out. Let's see, let's go 5 there. Just going to trim that bit off. Okay, and we just want to go 5 there. And if we need to trim it again around the edges just a touch, I'll do that. Okay, let's just go around. I think actually I might need to have it a little bit lower, so let's see. We'll see how we go. There's a little tiny dip at the top there of the CD case, so we'll see what it looks like if not, again I will trim. I guess it's where you put your, get your thumb in to get the CD out. I'm not sure, but we'll see what it looks like. So I'm just going to pull that up. Whoops. And get that down that edge. So I'm only trimming one edge if I have to. I think that's okay going right the way up to that edge. So we just need to trim this off. I'm doing a very good job at cutting today. I think I'm getting a bit like Tina, because she doesn't use a cutter either. And I'm just, I don't know, just making mistakes today. Okay, move that out of the way. Tricky with that bow there, but we'll get there. Okay, so let's just make sure this edge is just stuck down. I noticed that coming up. Okay, there we go. So I've got some paper on the back there. And then we just pop our lady in. Oh, we were going to do a tag for her, aren't we? So I've got a scrappy piece of paper here. I'm just wondering if I just want to do a little tiny pull tag, so nothing elaborate. What I might do is just use this to do the corners. I'm just rounding those off, and then I'm going to, it might not be perfect, I'm going to glue that down on the top there as a little pull. I'm going to stick that right at the edge though, because I don't want it showing through that. Let's glue it this way first. What am I doing that way? I don't want it showing through that circle that we've made. Okay. There we go. Getting there. I'm just going to see what can I do at the top there. Just wondering if I could do something fancy or just leave it as it is. Let's think. I'll cover this with lined paper on the back as well. So have I got a flower or something pretty that I can put on that? Ah, yes, I do have. Let's see. I have a little butterfly, or we've got some of this Tim Holtz snippets, which I think are in this one. Nope. Always the last one you look in. Need to label them. Okay, so let's see. Have we got a little bit of flower or a butterfly or something that we could do? Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Yes, please. Okay. Okay. There we go. Just like that. Let's get rid of those. I love these little snippets that he's produced. They're really sweet. So handy when you only want something small for a tag or a little pull like that. So yeah, it's been a bit of a busy week. I was saying, and I've been making tie backs as well for our voile curtains in our little conservatory. And I am informed that we might need to trim that slightly. I am informed from my lovely American friend. Sorry, I've made a little boo-boo again, but it's okay. We can cut. I'm going to bring that down, and I'm just going to snip that off because it's a bit high. So let's re-glue over the top of our slightly dodgy paper now and put that butterfly back on. Yeah, so I should have checked actually to make sure that was going to fit. There we go. There we go. Yep, so I was told by my friend Terry that in America they're called like a Florida room, I believe, or like a sun room, which was quite funny. We were talking about it. I said, what's a conservatory called over there? There we go. So that's perfect. It's still sticking up a bit, but it's fine. We'll close that like that. Pop that in and close that down. There we go. First one done. So as you can see, you can make some really, really pretty little windows with these. I love the idea of using a CD case because I love the clear window. I think it's really lovely. So that's my first one done. I think probably I'd stick it this way and have it as a flip up and have something else down here. But, you know, you can use it any which way you want to. But I do love that. I think that's really pretty. Those images are just lovely. Don't forget to look at Lena Art Design because they're so pretty. And also this paper, which is by Creative Boutique, because I'm not affiliated with them at all, but I just think they're beautiful and they just don't get a shout out enough. So that's the first one I've made today, guys. It's taken a good 44 minutes with all my yabbering and my boo-boos. I'm going to come back tomorrow and make a few more because I've got some ideas with some stamps that I can use. But I hope you liked that one today. I hope it's given you some inspiration of what you could do with your CD cases. You can get them most places. You can get them even in pound shops for £1. You can get them online at Amazon, which is where I got these from, because it was during lockdown and I couldn't go out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little video. I've really missed you guys over the last couple of days, but as I say, it's been a bit crazy. I'm going to come back tomorrow though. I've got a full day of non-crafting things. Sorry, I should say I've got a full day of only crafting things and nothing else. So yes, if you'd like to come back tomorrow, we'll have another go at some of these and see what we can come up with. Okay guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye for now.